All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, here we go back again on the other side of the coin, and wow, what a news! What a news to talk about today. Obviously, it's early morning in UK, so good morning to all the UK people. Good morning to all the people. I believe it's probably in the morning in Africa as well. It's probably morning in the States and in Canada as well, the north side. It's probably we're the only people that are experiencing an evening at the moment, and where Ishan is in India, it's afternoon. It's such a pleasant news to be talking about today. Hakim Ziyech looks like Chelsea are not willing to sell him, and also Callum Hudson-Odoi is looking to stay at Chelsea, and we've all known it for a very long time that Thomas Tuchel is a massive fan of Callum Hudson-Odoi. So we're going to talk about these two news and get really deep into what is expected, because let's keep it real. Both of them probably didn't have the best season last season. Personally, I think Ziyech definitely had a bit better season than Callum. Not a bit better. I think definitely had a better season than Callum. Callum obviously still young. Ziyech being in his first season, I think was all right with the injuries and whatnot. So we'll get deep into that. But first of all, live chat. We've got quite a few people on already. Guys, smash the like button. Don't be shy with the likes today. Let's get the likes up. The aim will be to get above 100 likes by the end of the stream. So let's get the likes up. And as always, I appreciate the support you guys always give me. I'm going to just, shout out some of the guys already. Yusuf is here. He's been here for an hour. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Then we've got B Production, Zed. Joey is here as well. Horizon, he goes on fire in the live chat. Before we even go live, he absolutely explodes. Declared, my man, is here. Declared, by the way, I just tweeted something about you, which made me laugh on yesterday's stream. So thank you for that. Manny is here. It's been a while since I've seen Manny in the live chat, so I'm really happy about that. Sean, Chelsea FC is here. Sudarsan's here. Subrajoti Roy is here. This is amazing. Seleni is here. Kai Havertz, what are you doing, my man? Kai Havertz is here. CFC Ali is here. Roby is here. Pratik is here. This is Kartik is here as well. This is amazing. Ishan, my boy, how you doing?
No, I'm doing good, miss. Thank you for having me again. It's been a long time no see on the other side of the coin, but I'm back now. So let's get things going.
Brilliant. I love the jersey, my man. Love the jersey. I should be wearing a Ziyech jersey, my Ziyech jersey today because of the Ziyech news. All right, let's get straight into this. Let's talk about Hakim Ziyech news. Fabrizio Romano, he's opened up a Twitch account and he is absolutely gone mad in this Twitch account. Yeah. He's doing streams quite late. I think UK time this morning, he was doing it about 12 midnight or something like that. It was early morning for me, so I got to see a little bit of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing because he streams quite late. He's trying to build up that particular platform in Twitch. He's going to take over Twitch pretty soon. But off the back of that, there was some news that came out. There was the Hakim Ziyech news. There was Callum Hudson-Odoi's news. But let's talk about the Hakim Ziyech, which is very interesting. There was rumors earlier in the transfer window that he is one of the players that is touted to be let go of. Maybe Chelsea's interested of letting him go. AC Milan was interested of taking him because they lost Kanachoglu, I think that's his name, the Turkish player. So they wanted to replace him with another playmaker. But I'm so glad, Ishan, that we are keeping Hakim Ziyech. This is what Fabrizio Romano has said. He's confirmed it, that the word is Chelsea's not interested in selling him. And you know what, Ishan? Chelsea shouldn't be interested. I mean, he's only had one season. It was an injury-plagued season as well. But throughout the injury, for Frank Lampard, he was really good. There were a few man-of-the-match performances, some great, passing sequences, great vision. And then under Thomas Tuchel, he was a bit unlucky with the formational change. But most times where he got the opportunity, he actually put up a really good effort. The Man City twice did a really good job. Atletico Madrid as well. And there were other performances as well. I'm not going to hide the fact that he was at times poor too, but I'm glad he's getting another season to look into. Ishan, what do you have to say about this particular news?
Before I get on to Ziyech, just one thing I'd like to say that, I think so. We shouldn't be surprised if in the coming years, 2 or 3 years, UEFA and FIFA, they come together on a table and they decide that, listen, let's stop calling this a transfer window and start calling this a Fabrizio Romano window. That guy
The guy
is
is
all over
mad.
the
The
place.
guy is mad.
That guy's
Absolutely
going
mad.
crazy. And now, he was featuring in some YouTube channels, right, and also Twitch channels. He was there in Don Robbie's channel as well, and there are many channels. We saw him in George Benson channel also. So
But he's
there
everywhere.
are.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere, and he's like, now listen, why should I be giving content to some other people's channel? Let me make my own, and I'll create my own channel now. So he's there in YouTube as well now. If you don't know, he's
Oh,
opened a
is he
new
on
channel.
you? He has a you. Oh my! The guy is mad. The guy is mad.
Yeah. So he has a new YouTube channel. He has a new Twitch channel. He is on fire, man. This guy is on fire. So yeah, talking about Hakim Ziyech, just like you, even I envy Hakim Ziyech a lot. I was really excited to see him the whole season. Yeah, even just like you said, absolutely spot on. These new guys who just came in Chelsea and they've concluded one full season. They should get another season at least before we talk about the transfer. It's not justifiable for them just to showcase their talent just for only one season. We cannot judge them on the basis of only one season and say let's get rid of them. Definitely Callum Hudson-Odoi. I was not afraid of him getting away. I thought loan could have been one option, but then I knew that Thomas Tuchel likes this guy. He likes to play with this guy. And the chemistry that we saw between Thomas Tuchel and Hudson-Odoi on and off the pitch, it was pretty evident that Thomas Tuchel wants to work with Hudson-Odoi. And when Thomas Tuchel was in Borussia Dortmund, from that point of time only, Bayern Munich were interested in Hudson-Odoi. It was 3 or 4 years ago. So Thomas Tuchel knows the caliber that this player has, and he can improve that. That's the most important thing, right? And we've spoken about this in our previous shows, that if Hudson-Odoi can be improved under Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel feels that, listen, I can improve this guy, he can definitely stay, and he should be. But Hakim Ziyech, I'm so happy, so glad that he's staying. He definitely deserves another season, and it gives me one indication that now, knowing the fact that Hakim Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi is staying, again, a debate erupts that, are we staying in the back three or are we going for a back four?
Yes.
Again, another debate erupts. But I think so we're going for a back four if we're not getting Hakimi and we're keeping all the wingers that we have in our arsenal. I think so we're going for a back four, because it's quite obvious that we won't be benching so many of our attackers, right? So, and we also know that Thiago Silva, he won't have, out of 38 matches in the Premier League, you're not sure that how many games he's going to play. Maybe 20, 25 max. That's it, right? So I think so it'll be a back four, and Thomas Tuchel would introduce another attacker. Hence, we need Hakim Ziyech, and that's what I want to see. We all have a perception of Hakim Ziyech in our mind. In Chelsea, when Frank Lampard was our manager, right? And the way Frank Lampard was playing, and he played Hakim Ziyech, would be totally different of what Thomas Tuchel would play for Hakim Ziyech, right? So I think so. Thomas Tuchel would definitely bring out the best of this player, and even he would fight for his place, knowing the fact that there is another attacking option left in our forefront. So there's definitely a place to fight, and he'll give his best. Thomas Tuchel will bring out his best, and also we know that it's an age Hakim Ziyech is in that we cannot send him for loan. There's no way, right? And he's a calibrated player that he wouldn't want to be benched for the majority part of the season. And even Thomas Tuchel knows that. We've seen that in the previous season, that the amount of substitutions that Thomas Tuchel made, whenever he tried to substitute Hakim Ziyech, he was furious. He wanted to give more on the pitch. He was finding a flow in the game, and Hakim Ziyech is also a kind of a player who finds the flow. The more game time he gets on the pitch, he finds his flow more, and he flourishes as the time goes by in the pitch, right? And that's what you could see, that if in the middle of the game he gets substituted, he used to lose his head. and he doesn't like that. So even Thomas Tuchel knows that yes, listen, I can work with this guy. He has that mentality to play, to fight for his place, and to give best for the team. It is an absolute good decision, and I'm really, really happy for Hakim Ziyech. Very excited to see this guy next season.
Yeah, man. Look, there's quite a few things that I want to touch on that you've talked about, which is very important. First of all, this comment here from Declare, thank you so much. We've got 70 people already in the first 10 minutes. Please smash that like button and let's get the likes up to 70. The target is to get it to at least 100 before the stream ends. So let's go, guys. If you're enjoying this, we're going to have a stellar stream. So let's get the likes up to 70. Let's do that right now. Thank you so much for that. All right. So this comment here from Declared, Ziyech leaving was crazy to me. We never have sold players after one season. Every player gets a second season. Yeah, look, for me as well, it seemed very strange that this rumor, although, yeah, I could understand because of the formation. Ziyech wasn't getting enough game time. Ziyech is in his prime. He's probably looking to play enough games. Now, here's the thing, Ishan. You talked about a few things, right? Yeah. You talked about the formation. Now, when I think about the formation, yes, 3 at the back, it could mean a couple of things. One, we could possibly keep trying Callum as the right wing back. That's one thing, because recently there's some quotes going around that Reece James is probably more suited as a right centre back, and that would mean that right wing back spot could be open unless we get someone like Adama Traore, which I don't know. I'm not really sure whether we're actually going to get Adama Traore anymore. I think we were interested about Hakimi, even though we didn't put any bid or anything like that at the end. That was the rumours. But I'm not really sure whether we're going to get Adama Traore. So maybe Callum could get an opportunity there. With Ziyech, with the 3, it's very difficult because you have the striker and then you have the 2 10s right behind. Now, one of them is probably going to be Timo Werner. The other one's going to be Mason Mount. Sometimes it'll be Pulisic and sometimes it'll be Ziyech. That's the thing. If Callum is suited to play more as a wing back, there could be times where he could play as a 10 as well, just behind the strikers. Now, there will be many games. The real thing is Ziyech okay to be a rotational player? That's the real thing. I think start of the season, I've seen some comments here saying that start of the season, he'll probably get a lot more game time because players like Mason Mount are still in Euros. So they may not come in straight away in the beginning phase of the season. They still may be in the holiday mode, or they may be getting their fitness slowly back. So Ziyech may get some opportunity. Now, that's the thing about 3 at the back. I do like what you said, that if we do switch to a 4, which, let's be honest, I mean, Thomas Tuchel could do that in the preseason, could start trying out that 4 at the back. And then you can really introduce more attackers, that extra attacker, right? But the issue is, I guess that's why we are linked with the CB, because I don't know if our CBs that we currently have, besides Thiago Silva, is all the other ones actually suited in a back 4. Rudiger, Christensen, Zuma probably is suited in a back 4, but Thomas Tuchel doesn't really seem to rate Zuma. So that becomes the issue. Look, personally, I don't want the back 3 to be disturbed if it hasn't done bad yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've won a Champions League with that particular formation.
Yeah.
But the thing about 3 at the back, Ishan, is I feel like if we're going to use Callum as a right wing back, I don't know whether he's absolutely a amazing right wing back. I think he's a very good right wing back. There have been games where he's been excellent, but then I don't know if that is the position where he wants to make his mark. So there's a question mark there that we probably need to get a right wing back, with Reece James now seeming to play more as a right centre back. And the 3, as I said up front, Ziyech then becomes a rotational player. That's the only issue. That's why I think maybe Thomas Tuchel could be inclined to go the 4. But Ishan, here's a question for you, and here's a question for the live chat as well. I mean, when you think about playmakers, the genuine playmakers in our team, the players that can actually make something out of nothing, who would be some of your players? Like, in recent times, Mason Mount has started to increase his vision, but he's still improving. I wouldn't call Mason Mount an out-and-out, playmaker that looks for those amazing key passes. I think he's getting better. He's definitely getting better. The Champions League pass to Kai Havertz indicates to me that he is getting better. I wouldn't class him as a out-and-out playmaker yet. For me, the playmakers, I don't think Timo Werner is an absolute playmaker. Yes, he does get a lot of assists, But I don't think he's one of those key passes. Pulisic, I don't think he's an absolute playmaker either. He has great dribble ability and whatnot. Kai Havertz can be. I think the two players in our team who are absolute playmakers are Hakim Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think they have the ability to find those excellent passes. Callum has the ability to beat a player. He hasn't been confident enough, but he can beat a player, whip in the crosses, or find those key passes. And Ziyech, we know. Would you agree that Ziyech brings that extra X factor, that quality of breaking that pass and finding those beautiful, assists at times? He's been so unlucky last season. He should have got a lot more assists.
Yeah, totally. Hakim Ziyech, just like you said, Hakim Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi, these two guys are they're very good in creating something out of absolute nothing. And we know that Hakim Ziyech's main quality is the lofted ball passes and the through balls that he has. So the thing is, if we play Hakim Ziyech on the right-hand side, we need a quick runner who can break the lines. For example, Timo Werner or a Christian Pulisic. So the evident fact is we cannot play Werner and Pulisic at the same time. If all of these guys stay for the next season, we cannot play Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic at the same time, because these two guys out and out show the same quality. That is the pace. That is that best quality, right? We know the fact that Christian Pulisic, if Werner is fast, then yes, if he goes out, Christian Pulisic is the one who can replace him and bring the same pace, the same speed in that, the same velocity in the left wing. And that's what Thomas Tuchel would like to open that lock, that Hakim Ziyech flipping in the crosses, and here we're breaking in lines, we're breaking the defense line with the likes of Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic. So yeah, Hakim Ziyech definitely can create something out of absolute nothing with those beautiful passes. We do not envy much with his pace. I understand that everybody has some little flaws. It's not that he's slow. He's not slow at all. But then he has that quality pass. Sometimes me and my friend used to watch together all the Chelsea matches, and sometimes we think that the last season that we've watched, we've seen such quality Hakim Ziyech passes. So, it was supreme passes that we've seen from Hakim Ziyech, that sometimes we feel that there is some lacking in our attacking front, that these guys are not being able to pick the pass of Hakim Ziyech. There's something lacking there. There's some vision lacking there. We always wanted the fact that Olivier Giroud should be playing in the top front when Hakim Ziyech is playing in the right side, because probably Olivier Giroud is the best guy who can pick up passes, and he's one of the best target man in Premier League right now. Right, so we always wanted to see that, but it did not happen because he lacked some attributes which Werner, Havertz, and Pulisic had. So we could not play him for the majority part of the season. So the point of the matter is, Hakim Ziyech has such good quality of passing. We could see in few goals that one Ben Chilwell that had scored with the back right from the side post. He just tapped in. So those are the quality
early in the season. Early in the season.
Yeah.
Frank Lampard time.
Frank Lampard time, exactly. And that is the quality of passing that you'd expect from Hakim Ziyech, and it's the quality in our attacking front and our center forward to pick out that passes. If you're not picking out that passes, it's your forward's mistake. It's your center forward's mistake, not Hakim Ziyech's mistake. He will loft a beautiful pass, and if you don't make a run, it's not his mistake, right? You need to pick up that pass. So that's what I, as a fan, and my friends also as a fan, we all loved Hakim Ziyech, the way he plays, the way he passes, right? So one thing that I've already tried to want from a Chelsea attacking front is to pick out those beautiful Hakim Ziyech passes. If you make a good run, well-timed run, not just run blindly like Timo Werner and get 9 out of 10 times offside. No, that's foolish. But then if you pick a Hakim Ziyech pass, that'll be a beautiful, beautiful chance creator. And I would love to see this again for the next season with a proper Hakim Ziyech wing position and a proper center forward, be it Kai Havertz, be it Werner, or who Tuchel wants to play, let him play. But then if you pick a Hakim Ziyech pass, it'll create a beautiful, beautiful Chelsea goal. So definitely Hakim Ziyech, I feel that he'll be creating a lot next season. And also, Thomas Tuchel, it'll be very interesting to see how both the game styles of Hakim Ziyech being one specific game style and Thomas Tuchel being another dynamism in his gameplay. It'll be very interesting to see how both these things gel up to bring something special.
100%, man. 100%. Declared is exactly what he's talking about here. Thank you so much for the super chat, Declared. I love you, my man. Not only Tuchel loves his different tools to use, but it gives a chance for these players to adapt in current formation roles. It's exactly what you just said, Ishan. It allows Thomas Tuchel that flexibility to try something different. Yeah. If we do want to change things up to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, just for argument's sake, in a match, Hakim Ziyech will give you that impetus. Let's not forget what he did against Manchester City. The first one where Timo Werner cut it in, he's the one who ran directly into the box to tap that shot in. And then the second match in the FA Cup where Hakim Ziyech, one-touch shot, boom, outside the post scores, Atletico Madrid as well. And there's been many other ones. I'll read out the stats very soon. Once again, Declare, thank you so much for that. We've got another super chat here. Vijay Praveen Kumar, thank you so much for this super chat. No comments, Vijay. More than happy for you to write some comments, but thank you so much for the super chat. I do want to bring up this particular, Adrian, I've seen this particular comment, so you don't need to keep showing this. I will, as I said, now I'm showing this. So thank you so much for this comment, Adrian. I've seen you pretty much smash this particular comment a lot. Miz, this is the first time Cho has ever had time to train in preseason and also have time to rest properly and build his strength up from his injury. 100%. We will talk about Callum and Ziyech because both this Ziyech and Callum are staying. So we'll definitely talk about Callum just after this. But before we get even more deep into the Ziyech talk and then lead on to the Callum, guys, we've got over 110 people live after 20 minutes. Please smash the like button. The target is to get to 100 likes on this particular stream today before we end up. If you guys are enjoying this, hit that like button. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe and check out Ishan's socials in the description. Follow him on social media. All right. Ishan, I want to quickly read out some Hakim Ziyech stats as well.
Yeah,
I mean, he played 23 matches in the Premier League last season. As I said, it's been a bit injury-ravaged sort of season. 2 goals, 3 assists. Champions League, 10 matches, 2 goals. FA Cup, 6 matches, 2 goals, 1 assist. Overall, 39 matches for last season, all club competition, 6 goals, 4 assists. I mean, look, nothing compared to his Ajax days. I think in Ajax days, he was literally like in the 20s on, I think 15 goals and 20 assists, something ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? But for the first season and how tumultuous it has been, Frank Lampard getting sacked, him getting injured early in the season, him then getting injured just before Frank Lampard got sacked as well. And then Thomas Tuchel coming in, different formation. I mean, let's be honest. That's okay for a first season. 6 goals, 4 assists. I know it's in his prime, but he can develop on that. He can work on that. And I love, what I love about him, Ishan? I love that character, man. He's got this little bit of an arrogance, but it's not disrespectful arrogance. Like it's like self-confidence, oozing in self-confidence. And he literally said just before the season ended, you guys have not seen the real Hakim Ziyech yet, but you will. You will see the real one come through. I mean, I can't wait next season, Ishan, where he, from the right side, literally, 30 yards away from the goal, how he cuts in and whips in a shot and it dips into the goal. I can't wait till the keeper absolutely get bamboozled by it. You know what I mean? His long-range shots outside of the box, his movement. And let's be honest as well, man, he's someone, if you've seen him in Ajax, I've seen a lot of him in Ajax, he does press well. If you're in Ajax and you're not pressing, then you're not getting an opportunity to play. One-touch passes, pressing, counter-pressing is exactly what Ajax was about, and it's exactly what Hakim Ziyech did. So some fans sometimes say, he's not good with the pressing. I think next season he'll get even better. It will be far more coordinated. So, I mean, are you one of those believers, I suppose, Ishan, before we move to Callum and Ziyech, that we just need to be a bit more patient? He's a quality player. We need to be a bit more patient. He's in his prime. And if this guy clicks, if he clicks one season, I'm telling you, it's game over.
that is the expectation that we have from Hakim Ziyech. The expectation is high because the player is big. He's not scored 10 goals, 15 goals for us this season, and that's where we are disappointed in some players that Hakim Ziyech has not scored that many. That is the level of caliber that this player has created in your minds. Try to realize that, and if he unlocks that thing, if he clicks in the next season, he'll be a top class player. Let me tell you something, miss. I'll be a little bit controversial on this,
Okay.
but then Hakim Ziyech, I was the most excited to see this guy in Chelsea for the concluded season, and there were injuries, there were managerial changes, there were tactical changes, and all those stuffs. He also was suffering from COVID from at one point of time this past season. Fine, right? Or every signing, every attacking signing that we made, be it Kai Havertz, be it Timo Werner, be it Hakim Ziyech, let's consider just these three. If you'd say me who I am most disappointed with, I'd say Timo Werner. I won't say Kai Havertz. I won't say Hakim Ziyech. I would say Timo Werner. Why? Because we bought this guy for 50 million. We bought this attacker, right, who was slapping in 30, 35 goals in Leipzig. Yes, he came here, absolutely lost contact of the ball. His first touch now is absolutely in the mud, and he's missed 19 big chances in the whole season. So just when I say big chances, you mean 19 absolutely easy goal chances, right? Just add 19 goals to your tally and you'll know what 19 big chances is. So that's what big chances means. And he's missed 19 of the season. And he's become an assister. I respect that. I'm very happy of Timo Werner that he finds a way of contributing to the team. That yes, he might be a center forward guy, but he's not scoring goal. But what he'll do is that he'll assist and he'll make his mark on the team. I do respect that. But did we buy Timo Werner for assists? Did we give 50 million to RB Leipzig?
We bought him for the goals.
We bought him for the goals. We bought him for 15, at least a 15 goal mark for the season. And just think about this. If Timo Werner would have scored at least a 15 goal for the last season, we wouldn't have searched for any striker this season. It would have been perfect. Just buy us.
There'd be no question mark. There'd be no question mark.
There wouldn't have been any question mark. Just buy a defensive mid. Just buy a centre back if you'd want, and we are done for the transfer season, right? Now he didn't click. Just look at where this club is positioned because of his lacklessness in the previous season. He's not scored. He's become an assister. That means what? He's become a sort of a playmaker. So he's not clicking in goals. He's getting into the positions where he can score goal, but he's not scoring. So what's the point? What's the point of going into the positions where you cannot score? Just let Mason Mount go into the positions where he can score. At least he'll finish those. Or let Kai Havertz at least go into the. We've seen Hakim Ziyech fall into the same position where he had to just tap in or maybe slot it into the bottom corner, and he did it numerous times for Chelsea this season. And that is enough for me for a guy who has suffered with injuries and he's not getting much gaming time. And if he comes in big games and displays that, I'm very happy with that. Timo Werner, he's got so many game time in Chelsea. He's missed being a centre forward guy. Chelsea has given you 50 million pounds to 15 million pounds to RB Leipzig, and you come up and miss 19 chances. That's not acceptable. Just imagine if 19 goals were scored, we didn't need any striker in this transfer season. We would have been sorted. So for me, Hakim Ziyech gets a green go for the next season. Absolutely.
You know what? This what you just said, Ishan. In a very strange way, it makes sense. And once again, live chat, we've got 165 people. Please don't take this negatively. We definitely like Timo Werner, but what Ishan's trying to say is, had he smashed in his goals, we will not be in this predicament where we now have to slap 150 million for Haaland. Even though I want Haaland, don't get me wrong, but we would not be in this predicament, because if Timo Werner was banging in the goals, then we'd be like, we've got ourselves a fantastic striker, so we keep him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're in this situation because, as Ishan said, and it's so nicely said, once again, I hope Timo Werner bangs in the goal next season. I truly, truly hope that because I believe in him as well. But Whether it happens or not, I don't know. But as Ishan said, he's made himself as an assist-making player now. He gives the assist, which is still good enough. But that's why we are looking for a striker, because there is no players to bang in the goals. So, from that perspective, Hakim Ziyech, it's not like he didn't do his job well enough. As Ishan said, he should be given the green light at least one more season to do what he needs to do. I just want to read out some of these super chats. Thank you so much, live chat, for providing these super chats. Helps out the channel a lot as well. And as I said, these are only going to go back to the channel, because next season I've got some mega things planned where I'm going to get you guys to all connect, all the Chelsea fans worldwide. I'm going to try and get people to stadiums, get do live, reviews from the stadium straight after the match. It's going to be mad. Hopefully we can even bump onto a player or two. I don't know. Maybe we can see some fans over there. But some of the super chats here. Vijay, thank you so much again for the super chat. If we get Callum, Ziyech's lofted delivery will not go for waste. Remember Ajax versus Chelsea, I will still have Mount to finish off rebounds just in case. Yeah, man. I mean, if we do get a striker, which we 100% should, I think, and Ishan has been agreeing with that as well, Ziyech becomes an extremely important player to provide those key passes. So I wouldn't rule that away one bit. And I'm pretty sure Thomas Tuchel realizes that, because Ziyech is the one that could find those extremely great passes. And then you just need a striker to just slot them in, keep slotting them in. Ziyech will pump in the assist and the striker just slots it in. So it absolutely makes sense. All right, let's have a look at Bobby Smokey Signals. Thank you so much, Bobby, for coming into the live chat. I've been noticing your comments. Thank you heaps, my man. This summer will be massive preseason for players like Cho, Ziyech, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Gehi, and Gallagher. Ziyech can make this his breakthrough, 100%. Guys, if you've missed out on the show that I did with Kishan, Ishan and Kishan, I did a show with Kishan yesterday, Chelsea News, talking about the preseason starting today. Check that out. We talked about a lot of these players, and honestly, it is going to be a massive, massive preseason for all of these players. Absolutely agreed, Bobby. Look, let's talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think we've pretty much covered Ziyech, and a lot of the live chat do agree that he definitely deserves another season. There's a lot of madness still to happen with Hakim Ziyech, and it would be sad for a player like him to leave. It wouldn't make sense. There's so much quality in him. It would be literally sad. Okay, Ishan, let's talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi, another player that is looking to stay at Chelsea. He does not want to go, Ishan. He's made it confirmed. I am not going. I'm not going. I'm fighting for my spot. I am staying at Chelsea, and I will try and impress. I like that quality. I really do. Yeah. Some can say that, look, you may not get some minutes. Why don't you look at loan? I kind of thought about that as well. That why don't you, don't be stubborn, Callum. Get yourself a loan, get more game time. But on the other side of the coin is, it's great to see a player wanting to stay and fight for it. And Thomas Tuchel really, really likes this player a lot. Even though there has been heavy criticism last season where he substituted him and then substituted him back out again. He's even said it in the press conference, Thomas Tuchel, that few times he's used Callum off the from the starting lineup and he's looked great, but whenever he comes off the bench, he hasn't looked great. So, Ishan, this season, this preseason, a lot of people have been saying that this is a big preseason for Callum Hudson-Odoi. First time, hopefully, he will come into the preseason, hopefully fit. No more of the Achilles injury. I'm hoping that, because it's been 2 seasons now. Yeah. Really burn it up in the preseason and really cement a place in the starting lineup. And then when you do start, my man, impact. I want impact. Take the players on. Take the opposition on. Look for key passes. Look for the shots. Do you know what I mean? Trouble the defenders. Trouble the goalkeepers. What is your expectation of Callum Hudson-Odoi this season, Ishan?
Now, before I go to Callum Hudson-Odoi, there are 185 of you guys watching this, yeah? So let me just have a one-on-one discussion with you guys, yeah? So if you've just logged in, so let me tell you guys, there's a report by Mr. Fabrizio Romano that Hakim Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi likes Chelsea Football Club, and they're here for stay for at least another season. So you 188 of you apparently now like this video and stay in this channel. It helped out the channel a lot, yeah? So yeah, going out to Callum Hudson-Odoi, yeah. I mean, just like you said, the fighting spirit that this guy shows, he knows that, listen, our Chelsea Football Club is now packed with wingers and, attacking forwards. The Chelsea Football Club has ample of options. Even if Thomas Tuchel would want to rest this guy for the whole season, not even give him a single minute, but still we would survive because we have so many options. He knows that. But one thing that he likes to inbuild and bring up to the table is that, listen, I don't care how many of you guys you have in the attacking front. I'll give my best, and I'll make sure that the qualities that I have, nobody else can do it better than I do. That's what Callum Hudson-Odoi's mentality is, and I absolutely love that. You wouldn't see that in his face. You might not see that in his body language, and it's fine if you don't see that ego in your body language. It's fine, absolutely. In fact, it's good. But if you have that in your heart, in your mind, that, listen, I need to play for this club. This is my boyhood club. I'm from here right from the beginning. I'll have to give 100% to this, and I won't give up. That is absolutely huge. And talking about Hudson-Odoi, he is a high calibrated player. He's got so good technical abilities that even Bayern Munich is after this guy for years now. It's been 3 or 4 years. Bayern Munich is after this guy, if I'm not wrong. And every time, he doesn't want to go anywhere, or it's otherwise the Chelsea Football Club don't want to let him go, because we know down the line that, yes, this guy can be something big when he becomes a little bit more mature. So that,
I mean, let's be honest. But Bayern Munich came after him 3 times at least with 40 million euros, I believe. 3 times they came after him, and 3 times Chelsea has declined it. So clearly Chelsea believe in this player, and it, I'm hoping it comes around for them.
Yeah, and just think about that. If you're a young guy, right, and you know that you're a winger, and if your boyhood club, it's okay. If it's your boyhood club, it's fine. But then the club you're representing at this point of time has no place for you to make it to the starting lineup, or maybe even make you a rotation guy or a substitute guy. Even if that's not the case, and on the other hand, if you see the likes of Bayern Munich approaching you, and they promise you an ample of game time, and if still you go ahead and reject that offer and stay in this club, it shows the passion that he has for this club, the love that he has for this club, and his hungerness for this club to develop in this atmosphere, to grow with these players, to grow with the club, to grow with the fraternity, and contribute to this club. This is absolutely immense. And just think about this. If Bayern Munich came a couple of times or maybe 3 times to approach to buy Hudson-Odoi for maybe a 40 or 50 million, Hudson-Odoi would definitely know, right, that, listen, Bayern Munich is approaching me. If he wanted to leave, he could have left easily. Easily he could have left. It's just been 1 year, right? He signed a new contract, or 1.5 years or so, right?
It's been about 1.5 years,
roughly 1.5 years that he signed a new contract, and Bayern Munich has been trying to sign him for 2 or 3 years from now, right? So definitely he could have got, said no to a Chelsea contract, and easily he could have gone to Bayern Munich. In fact, even if he's in a contract, right, he could have approached to the club and said, listen, Bayern Munich is approaching me, they're promising me more game time. The salaries, it is what it is, but then I'm getting more game time as a player. I want that. I'm going Germany. He could have pushed for that. He didn't. What did he do? He signed for a new contract. And that shows the mentality of this player, that he wants to stay here, fight for his team, fight for his boyhood club, and contribute to the team. He's not giving his hands up. Tammy Abraham, unlike Tammy Abraham, Tammy's not signing any contract. Yes, we know the facts. We all know the nitty-gritties that, listen, the wages and the salaries and the ads on, that is secondary. But just think about that. If you're a young, talented guy, a 19, 20, 21-year-old guy, you would want to play football.
Yeah.
Money aside, you would want to develop as a player, as a footballer. If you look money at this age, then you'll be broke after 5 years. You will grow as a player. If you look for a money and try to stay on the bench for the majority part of the season, you won't be developing as a player. And you wouldn't know that, listen, 5 years down the line, if now I'm in Chelsea, 5 years down the line, I'm not sure which club I'll be in. Maybe in some Spartak Moscow or something like that. Because why I've not developed myself when I was at my peak, right? It's immense. And look at the mentality of this guy that no, whatever the money is, it is. Listen, I'm staying at my boyhood club and I'll fight for the place. And he showed that. Even Frank Lampard time was the time, where we started thinking why he's not getting some game time.
Yeah.
Even I was really agitated the fact that Lampard didn't really rate him and was not playing him much that he deserved. I really wanted to see him. But then Thomas Tuchel came. He's another German manager. When Bayern Munich tried to sign Callum Hudson-Odoi, Dortmund had Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel knew the likes of Hudson-Odoi, what he could bring to the table. Definitely, he was scouting Hudson-Odoi at that point of time. And now coming at Chelsea, we could see the chemistry between these two guys. And even the story as you said, where they Hudson-Odoi was brought on just after halftime, and then he was substituted back just after 15 or 20 minutes. Thomas Tuchel said that, listen, I have very high expectations from this guy, and if he's being lethargic, if he's not being up to it, then I'll bring him back. And I can do this only to him and not to anybody else, because he's got that temperament to to inhale all the soak up all the negative results that he's put up on the table, and then come back fresh in the next time and give 100%. That's what Thomas Tuchel said. That listen, this guy has his levels up here, and if he's performing here, I'm not accepting it by any means. Why? Because of his age, because of his caliber, of his passion there, he has to be up here. And he's not in the playing 11 for the majority part of the time. And if he gets 20, 30, 45 minutes of time, and if he's still playing here, what's the point?
Exactly.
So I really like the fact that Thomas Tuchel really wants to develop this guy, really wants to make him more mature, make him a better player. And I think so I'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next season. Also, one more thing I'd like to point out is that Thomas Tuchel said, I would definitely love to see Hudson-Odoi at the left-hand side of the wing channel, because he's more creative there. He gets a more free-flowing nature of play on the left-hand side. So I'm really wondering how would he do that in the next season, because we already have the likes of Pulisic, and maybe Werner would slide down to the left. I'm not sure how would he do that, but even I would definitely love Hudson-Odoi to play in that left wing channel,
Yeah, and this is the comment that I want to get to. Roby is talking about. Let's dig really deep into this whole Callum Hudson-Odoi situation. I personally think as well, on the left side, he looks so much more comfortable cutting in, sometimes going out as well. He loves to hug the sidelines. The issue is, I suppose, when you play with the wing backs want to hug the lines too. But maybe this is something we can work on, in the 3-4-3 situation, where maybe Chilwell doesn't always need to overlap, or sometimes he can still tuck in and allow Callum to be as wide as possible, because Callum does look very, very natural on that left side. And also on the right, it's not like he's bad. He does cut in and then try and cut out with his right, and then whip in those crosses that he does. It's just sad that we haven't had a striker that can come in and tap those shots in. Had Callum had one of those strikers, and this goes for Ziyech as well, and I think this is why, as you said, Ishan, had Timo Werner been banging in the goals, then we shouldn't be having a problem. Once we get a striker that can bang in goals, players like Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi will come alive, will absolutely come alive. Even if Callum plays it in the wing-back position, a right wing-back, generally he acts like as if he's a right winger. So he will get a lot more reward for his play on either flanks if we just get a proper striker, or even if Timo somehow puts in the goal. So this is a very, very good comment. There was also another good comment here from Jules that I want to talk as well. Cho's brother is his agent, and it was he that engineered the move for Musiala from Chelsea to Bayern. Your guest is right, which is Yurisha. Cho does love the club because he could have easily left like Musiala did. This is true. This is, you know what, I was thinking about this, and initially I was sort of thinking, I can't believe, Callum's getting so much, focus from Bayern. He's probably going to leave, da-di-da-di-da. I was getting annoyed. But at the end, he never left. He actually never left, which is a testament of how much he actually loves the club. And even till today, he's not leaving. He's wanting to fight for his position. The things that I want to say, Ishan, that I expect from him this season, because I feel like this is a big season for him. This is truly a big season for him. The season under Sarri, he came out of the blocks in absolute fire. He was ripping it up until he got the injury, the sad injury. And then after that, the Frank Lampard first season, it was really just coming out of injury. But then there was moments in the beginning of the season, he was putting in the crosses for Willian. He was assisting for Willian. He would assist and Willian would put the goals away. And then it sort of died away again. Last season, a bit up and down. There were moments where he looked good. Mason Mount, that assist in the Champions League, long pass to Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Callum absolutely runs in. I think it was against Rennes, and he slots in that goal. So Callum has that quality. He 100% has that quality. Against Crystal Palace, Callum played brilliantly as well, where we won 3-0 or 4-1, something like that. Next season, Ishan, what I want to see from Callum is few things. Wherever he plays, Ishan, whether it's right wing back, right wing, left wing, inside forwards, I do not care, that he puts 100% every single time. I need to see consistency from this young player. And I know he's only 20. It's very difficult to be consistent as a 20-year-old. But if you want to be one of the, as you said, a high-calibrated player, you look at some of the youngsters in the Premier League, Bukayo Saka. Saka's, I think, is... in terms of development, he's going ahead of him at the moment. Mason Greenwood as well, I would say, is getting up there. He's a very good player. Absolutely, the whole Sancho situation, I don't know what's going to happen to Mason Greenwood. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a talented player right there, and they got themselves Sancho.
Yes.
And also, Ishan, Callum should really be challenging himself. Man United has now got Jadon Sancho in the Premier League. That's another superstar. He doesn't want to get forgotten. He needs to rise up to the challenge. And that's what I want to see from him. Strong pre-season, wherever you get the opportunity, bang it in. And I want to see Ishan, I want to see him take on his man. 1v1, take them on. Take them on, get outside them, get inside them, really take on the defenders, create chaos. And I feel like he has the quality, man. Ishan, he does have the quality. If you're Thomas Tuchel, and it seems like Thomas Tuchel truly believes in this player, Ishan, do you see him getting more? The issue with our team is we are so stacked with, high quality players, Ishan. Do you see someone like Callum getting enough minutes next season? Because as a youngster, Ishan, there's no point in getting 20, 30 starts. Like, he needs more than that. If he plays 60, 70 games, he needs at least 60 to 70% of game time. Do you see that happening next season?
No, it's a brilliant question and a brilliant dilemma to Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel, and that is what's concerning me, and even if the fun thing is, even if we play for a back four, that means we have an extra attacker. Still, there is no room for Callum Hudson-Odoi to play. If we play Hakim Ziyech, if we start him for the majority of the season, there is Pulisic, there is Havertz and Werner switching up, and there is Mason Mount. So again, Callum Hudson-Odoi is the guy who comes up for Hakim Ziyech, being a rotation guy, or comes up for either of Pulisic or Werner. So that's what we're always talking about in this channel, right? So there are ample of options at Chelsea that it's quite difficult to say who'd get the majority of the gaming time and who wouldn't. One thing that you could say is that Thomas Tuchel could use him as a rotation guy for the time being, knowing the fact that the age which Callum Hudson-Odoi is playing at this point of time is the exact age what Christian Pulisic was playing at Dortmund, and this Thomas Tuchel was his manager. So he knows how to develop these kind of players. And the way he brought out Christian Pulisic in Dortmund, the spark that he created in Pulisic is definitely, I would love to see the same amount of spark, same amount of energy that he'd like to inbuilt in Callum Hudson-Odoi. If you'd say me, will Hudson-Odoi start for the majority of matches? No, I don't think so. And definitely Hakim Ziyech should start for the majority of part of the season. And I don't need to count out the reasons. We all know why. Also, we cannot bench Christian Pulisic or Werner, right? Also, we know the fact that
Or
one of
Havertz,
those guys,
or Mason Mount.
yeah, Havertz, Mason Mount, these guys are crucial for us. Also, we know the fact that we either need to play one of Werner or Pulisic. So definitely one stays at the bench and becomes a rotation guy for the other. So we also cannot, justify Christian Pulisic's complete game time in the next season. Neither of Werner's. We can say that yes, Mason Mount would be the guy who would play majority part of the season, but that's just that. What about the rest of the guys? It has to be rotations. So rotations will be there, and then there are many tournaments, many games coming up. So in some easy games, low intense games, I think so Hudson-Odoi would be starting definitely. But if you're talking about big games, I think so Thomas Tuchel is very smart enough, and he knows what he's doing. We shouldn't be afraid, and we shouldn't be worried at all if Hudson-Odoi stays in Chelsea, and also Thomas Tuchel makes him play the way he wants to play. It's very much evident that Thomas Tuchel rates Hudson-Odoi, and he would definitely use him for the next season. He would, I think so. He would, for the bigger games, he would Hudson-Odoi would be a rotation guy, and when it comes to smaller games, small intense games, Hudson-Odoi would be starting. So I'm absolutely not afraid and not worried of what would happen to Hudson-Odoi for the next season. Thomas Tuchel is a very, very smart guy. He's won us the Champions League. We all know what he can do, what he did with Dortmund, with Christian Pulisic being the young guy. I think so. He's very, very reliable. We should not be worried about Hudson-Odoi. But yes, just like you said, if you're saying that at this point of time, Hudson-Odoi, at this age, he should be playing more to get more developed, and that is quite understandable. But then I think so the way Thomas Tuchel would go and proceed with this is that he would say that, listen, you've got many years to come. So for now, for the last season, for this concluded season, Hudson-Odoi has been more of a reserve guy, right? He's just not been a rotation guy, neither has been a starting lineup guy. So he's been more of a reserve guy. Next, I think so he'll be promoted to a rotation guy or a substitute guy, where he would be more used in substitutions and low intense games. He would be there. And it would be a benchmark for him. So I think for the next season, he would be that. He would be a rotation guy. He would be used in substitutions and low intensified games. And for the upcoming 2-3 seasons, I would say that yes, he would come up and he would try to actually challenge that position and say that, listen, I'm the starting lineup guy. I'm the main 11 guy for you in that left wing channel or a right wing channel. And I think so by that time, maybe one of the wingers or the attacking players might leave. So then we'll have the Hudson-Odoi come and cement his position 100%. But for the next season, I think so he'll be a substitute or a rotation guy, whatever you need to call him.
Here's the thing. It's very smart what you said, Ishan, in terms of in the front spaces. You've got the Pulisic, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech. If we then get a striker, which we should, then it really makes it difficult. But I think, and I just saw it in the live chat, and I have to somewhat agree as well. The only way I see Callum get a lot more games, like I've got here DJ South saying he disagrees that Cho will not get enough games. He thinks that Cho will get enough games. I'll tell you how he will get enough games, Ishan, and this is something to think about truly now. Right wing back is a position where it's really up for grabs. That right wing back position, no one has really secured that position. Not Reece James, not Azpilicueta, and not Callum. But if you ask Thomas Tuchel, if we maintain the three at the back and the wing backs and the inside forwards and the striker, I would say he would probably say that Callum would be suited as a right wing back because of his pace quality, 1v1 quality, his ability to take the man on and then whip in the crosses, sometimes cut in. He's got the pace. He could seriously, we're looking at players like Hakimi. We're looking at players like Adama Traore, who are very good. Hakimi is world-class, no doubt about that. Adama Traore is a very, very strong player. But I think Callum could probably do that role if given a long enough time to grow into that role. My only issue with that role is Callum needs to learn the defensive side of that role as well. Yes, it's great if you're an attacker, 100% as a wingback. Your idea is to help out with the attack. The three attackers, you make it 5. So the left wingback and the right wingback goes together, and you have a 5 sort of pronged attack. You've got the striker, the 2 behind them, and then the wingback. So you got 5.
Yeah.
But in transition, you do need to have the work rate and come back and then make the defense at 5 as well. So 3 centre backs, and then the wing backs come in to make it 5. So it's 5 going forward, 5 going at the back. They do need to have an engine of running and the work rate. This is something I think Callum has been improving, but that's where if he improves a lot more, where he can improve his defensive side, I think Thomas Tuchel will have this player penciled down as a right wing back. And I think, Ishan, if that happens, our game will elevate to a different level. Because if we can get the same quality from Callum in the attack and in defense off the ball, mate, we don't need to look for another wing back. We have ourselves a wing back ready. And then in the future, someone like Callum can take the wing back skill set and become a winger, which he is naturally. Do you know what I mean? So, that's where I would love to see in the season coming up, whether he gets the opportunity as a right wing back. Because for me, that's where you're going to get the most game time from Callum, because up front, there seems to be a lot of chaos. Sibi and Chelsea Fan TV, thank you so much for the comment, my man. A direct player like Cho really needs half an hour a game at max, and he needs to take the chance with both hands early this season. Exactly. This is it. Whatever chance he gets, he has to take it with both hands, man. That's the biggest thing.
One thing, Miss, you said about this Hudson-Odoi playing at the wing back position. I completely agree. But then if Hudson-Odoi would play at the right wing back position, I would want the right-sided centre back to be played by Christensen and not Reece James, because that brings up more defensive stability. And we all know that Hudson-Odoi lacks in the defensive front when it comes to the wing back position. So again, Reece James is a good prop. He can be a very good wing back guy, but he's also he's an authentic right back guy, right? So he likes to go forward.
Why do you think when we have Reece James in right centre back, we have Azpilicueta in right wing back? Because Azpi can come back and defend.
Yeah,
you know
true,
what I mean?
True. So that's what that's what it is all about, that position, that Thomas Tuchel would want that right wing back guy to go front and come back in time. The importance that he gives to the attacking front is absolutely equal to what the defensive part should be. So a right wing back and a left wing back guy, like we say in a Tuchel system, is very important and should have the highest work rate, because they need to go front and
highest
back.
Work rate.
It is oscillating and it's to and fro right from minute 1 to minute 90. So you need to have a good strength to hold that position. But again, if we play for a back three next season, if we prefer Hudson-Odoi the wing back position, I would like to see Christensen, Thiago Silva and Rudiger at the back three to bring in more defensive stability in the back front. And even if Hudson-Odoi goes front and then completely forgets to come back, we still have Christensen to cover the ground.
Yeah, look, this is a very good point from you, Ishan. Once again, awesome point. Christensen has showcased this Euros what a talented, defender he can be in a back three. Denmark plays the back three, and he has shown it for Chelsea as well. Unbelievable under Thomas Tuchel, and it looks like he's bulked up a bit as well. He always had the positional awareness. Now he seems like he's put on a bit more size, so he shouldn't be muscled from the ball. And I do like what you said on the right side. If we have a more, I suppose, extravagant right wing back like Callum Hudson-Odoi, because we do want him to attack more as opposed to continuously defend. At the same time, don't forget about defending either. So we do need someone like Andreas Christensen, who has that awareness of defending and that positional awareness, which Reece James at times probably does lack, but he's still a fantastic player. Reece James defensively has improved so much. We saw what he did to Sterling in the Champions League, but let's not forget there were a few times where Sterling did go around him, but it's just Reece James is quick and he's defensively strong to bundle over Sterling. So look, we are blessed with so many players. As the live chat is saying, we've got a lot of games. So players like Christensen, players like Azpilicueta, players like Reece James, they're all going to be important. They're all going to play. Sometimes Reece James could still play in the right wing-back position. He said he doesn't mind anywhere on the right side. He can picture himself playing, whether it's right centre-back, right wing-back, he's happy to play that side. Or a right-back if we switch to a back four. So Reece James is quite capable of playing any of those. But yeah, in a three, it would be very, very good to see someone like Callum. I do like this super chat. Phantom of many topics. Thank you so much for joining, my man. No time to learn. We are challenging for the quadruple. I mean, look, you're right. Why should there be time for Callum to be learning a particular role when you can bring in someone? But I think that's a particular spot I'm okay for a player to learn. That's how I feel. I don't think you can learn on the spot to be a striker. I don't think you can learn on the spot to be a midfielder. I don't think you can learn on the spot to be a defender in our system at the moment. But that right wing back is somewhere we kind of struggled last season anyway. So I'm okay to allow for a bit of allowance for that. And I've seen some shout outs for Livramento. Look, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. But can we fit in a Livramento in this particular squad, which is so bulked up already? That's the only issue. And then there's talks about getting another wing back. Then it becomes really difficult. So you got to think about the squad's so bulk at the moment. You look at all the defenders: Azpilicueta, Reece James, Christensen, Zuma, Thiago Silva, Rudiger. And then you now throw in someone like Callum, Marcos Alonso, Emerson. We have not got rid of some of these. I think Alonso will probably go. Emerson might stay. Chilwell, Callum. So there's a lot of heavyweight over here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start wrapping things up very soon. We've got still over 230 people. We have reached our target. 100 likes have been achieved in this stream. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, this is brilliant. I love to see 100 likes in a stream, but keep smashing the likes. Let's get the likes up to at least 150, 200 if we can. Do appreciate all the support. If you are new here, smash the like button and also subscribe. We are on the race to 6,000, so let's do that. Let's get the subscribers up as well. And Ishan's socials are in the description. Ishan, to wrap things up, I'm so happy that Hakim Ziyech is staying. We're going to get to see another season. Hopefully, no dramas. We get to see him flourish next season, and also. I can't wait to see what Callum Hudson-Odoi is about to do next season as well. I'm very, very happy. I mean, Ishan, what's your final thoughts about these two players? And are you looking forward to the preseason that starts today?
Yeah, just like you, I'm so glad that Hakim Ziyech is staying, and also Hudson-Odoi. I really, really adore both of these players, and Hakim Ziyech also, again, knowing the fact that the expectations are going up and up and up, and that's exactly how it should be, or else there's no sort of development. So I'm absolutely pleased to know the fact that Hakim Ziyech is staying. Also Hudson-Odoi, the one thing again which pleases me is that there's Thomas Tuchel who can manage things there and give everybody an opportunity. Hell, he's been trying to give opportunity to Bagayoko. So just imagine, we shouldn't be afraid of Hudson-Odoi getting an opportunity. So I'm absolutely not afraid, not worried of Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech now. My guess is we play for a back four that makes an extra attacker on the pitch, and that's why maybe we're keeping both of these players, or maybe if not, maybe we would have seen one of these guys go. So if both of these are staying, I'm very, very happy now. Let's leave this to Thomas Tuchel. He'll sort these things up and give equal game time to everybody. And he's a smart guy. He's a clever guy. I've said this already, and he knows which tactical ability that one individual possesses will come handy in which sort of games. He definitely knows that, and we do not need to teach him whatsoever. So let's hope for the best for the next season, and I'm absolutely excited to see and can't wait for the next season.
I love it, man. You're right, man. All of these players, Ziyech, Callum and Hudson-Odoi, they are so talented. They bring something different for us, and it gives us tactical flexibility. It gives us a different, way to attack the opposition. So I'm glad we're keeping this. It's so important. We are so excited about getting new players, but it's also important to keep some of these players as well. There's some contract extensions that I've been talking about, and I hope players like Christensen, Rudiger, they do, do the contract extension. And I'm glad we are keeping some of these players. Yes, there are other players that probably need to go, and we are looking to get rid of them. Victor Moses is one that recently just been sold. I wish we kept Billy Gilmore, but then again, that loan move to Norwich is fantastic for him. We'll see what happens with Bakayoko. He's probably going to go. Drinkwater, hopefully, please, you need to go. And there'll be many other players that'll be, whether they stay or not, we'll see. Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the preseason, another player, very exciting to see exactly what happens with him. So stay tuned, guys. On this channel, we're going to bring in a lot of different topics to discuss, and you're going to absolutely love it. I saw Jules talking about fan engagement. Guys, I'm really sorry that I can't open up the floor today for you guys. I do have to run. I literally just had enough time for an hour to do this. But either tomorrow or day after, probably not tomorrow, but day after, I will definitely have a one-on-one session with all you guys where I'll open up the floor, the dance floor. I'll open up the dance floor with you guys, and we can dance together and talk about Chelsea together. So I'll definitely have that. Hopefully we get a turnout like this of 200 plus people. It'll be exciting to have many fans as possible. So do look out for that. So yeah, guys, as I said, we're going to wrap things up. As you're going, smash the like button, subscribe if you're here new. Also check out Ishan's socials, and we are starting pre-season today. So look out for all of the great pictures that are going to come out later on. And we will be back tomorrow between 11 a.m. UK to 1 p.m. UK during that time. Most certainly around the 11 a.m. That's when I generally come in. So do look out for that. Whole heap of different discussions are going to happen off the back of the first day of training, perhaps. I'm sure if there's any transfer news, we'll talk about that as well. People are asking about the Haaland news. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, we'll talk about all of that again. So yeah, guys, until next time, everyone, take care, and I'll see you guys all soon. See ya.